August 16, 2024. Peace is a path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. On the news this afternoon, Governor Fubara warns against causing violence in Rivers State. Court extends order on Rivers PDP congresses amid multiple legal representations. Nearby Bayelsa State leads as NSCDC confirms Mpox cases in 33 states. And on the foreign scene, Indian protests intensify over doctor's rape killing. Details of these and more after the break.
Light Up Pawtucket Music Festival. Over 10,000 youths and music lovers on the 15th of September.
News. Now, Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has warned those who try to cause violence in the state will continue to face the wrath of God. The governor said this during a dinner in honor of members of the Nigerian Computer Society at the Government House. Governor Fubara said his administration is achieving its set objectives despite attempts to distract it.
Even those people who try to cause problems, God has a way of punishing them. When they try to do anything, God will find a way to bring those their plans against them. And it is only because of one thing. Our hands are clean. We have never allowed this administration to be associated with any form of violence or any plan to undo anybody. So anyone who believes he has power somewhere and wants to exercise that power here, God will continue to punish them in his own way. Our major interest is to better the state, nothing less and nothing more.
The governor said his administration was able to improve its internally generated revenue (RGR) because of the use of information technology.
Don't be misled by what you read in social media. Our eyes are already on the ball. We know what we want, and by the special grace of God, we are already achieving them. You can see how peaceful the state is. People ask us when we leave, did you leave it the way you met it, or did you add value? Our work is to add value. We are doing that. We've improved our RGR. We don't borrow to is a good project, and it's only to one thing: application of this your technology in the affair of our states.
Moving on, the Federal High Court, Abuja, has extended its order preventing the PDP and security agencies from stopping the congresses in Rivers State until the main case is heard and decided. Presiding Judge Peter Lifu adjourned the matter after three senior advocates announced their representation for the acting national chairman of the PDP, Omar Damagum, when the matter came up for hearing today and asked the lawyers to resolve their issue. Last month, Justice Lifu had issued an order restraining the PDP, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), and security agencies from stopping or disrupting the wards, local government and state congresses of the PDP slated for July 27, 2024. Justice Lifu's ex parte order comes after two other orders restrained the PDP from holding the congresses. In another development, the National Judicial Council (NJC) has recommended Justice Kudirat Montomori Kekere Eku to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for appointing as the Chief Justice of Nigeria. CJN. NJC spokesman Soji Oye in a statement said the decision was taken following the council's 106th meeting presided over by the CJN Justice Olukayode Ariwola. He said the meeting was held on August 14 and 15 in Abuja, just 7 days before the retirement of Justice Ariwola as the CJN. In the meantime, the federal government says legal and diplomatic efforts are ongoing to recover some seized presidential jets. The Attorney General of the Federation, AGF, Lateef Fagbemi, said this in a statement through his spokesman, Kamaruddin Ogundele. The AGF described as inappropriate court orders against 3 presidential aircraft undergoing routine maintenance in France. He said that the federal government became aware of the interim attachment of the aircraft on Wednesday. He said the temporary attachment was made under ex parte orders issued by the Judicial Court of Paris at the instance of Zhongshan Funchen Industrial Investment Co. Limited, a Chinese company seeking to enforce a final award granted in its favor against one of Nigeria's subnationals, Ogun State. In the meantime, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 election, Peter Obi, says the seizure of the 3 presidential jets by a French court is an international embarrassment to the country. Mr. Obi, in a statement by his campaign spokesperson Yunusa Tanko, said the seizure of presidential jet has exposed the federal government's disregard for the rule of law and failure of leadership. He said the federal government's decision to proceed with the purchase of the jet amid widespread criticism and severe economic struggles showed the insensitivity of President Bola Tinubu's administration to the plight of citizens. And now the Federal High Court in Lagos has ordered the interim forfeiture of a cash of over $2 million linked to the former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Godwin Emefiele. Justice Akintayo Aluko also ordered the interim forfeiture of 7 landed properties linked to the former CBN governor. The judge made the interim forfeiture orders on Thursday after taking an application for the orders in a suit filed and moved by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. Still to come, analyst says citizens will not feel drop in inflation rate yet. Stay with us.
For Target City, greatness is here. The Elevation Church is now in your neighborhood.
Commissioner for Health, Adezora, says the ministry is proactive and has built the capacity of officers in local government areas in the state to report and identify cases of Mpox. It comes as the federal government says it has intensified monitoring and screening procedures at all entry points into the country in response to the monkeypox outbreak. Dr. Ore said the state's emergency response center is prepared to identify cases of Mpox in the state.
Sometime last year, we were part of the flag off of a research and capacity building to build capacity of our state officers who are deployed across the local government areas to identify and link up cases of Mpox when seen. Even with this global attention now on Mpox, our Emergency Operations Center is fully poised to identify, report any cases, and do the needful to ensure that we are tackling Mpox as it may arise within the state.
As you may know, the Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention, NCDC, has confirmed 39 cases of Mpox in the country. The agency, however, said that so far no death has been recorded from the disease already confirmed in 33 states and the Federal Capital Territory FCT. The Director General of NCDC, Jide Idris, named Bayelsa as leading the 33 states with 5 confirmed cases. And now to business. Business analyst Ignatius Chukwu says although Nigeria's inflation rate slightly dropped in July, citizens won't feel the impact yet. Mr. Chukwu, the editor Business Day newspaper, spoke to correspondent Constance Mega following a new report from the National Bureau of Statistics indicating that Nigeria's inflation fell to 33.4% in July 2024 from 34.19% in June. He said food prices will only reduce when the federal government's 150-day import waiver takes effect.
The government should know that at this stage now, it has nothing to gain from it, not yet. When these things happen on paper, it will take time to cascade to practical reality. Things are still rising, and the area to fight inflation is food. As the federal government is about to open the borders for 150 days for food to be paid and the tariff to be removed, it will bring down food inflation, and food is directly linked to transportation. Every single thing about food, we travel by road and food picks its rise directly from transport. Other things are indirect influence, but food is direct.
Mr. Chukwu also said it is important for inflation not just to drop but to stabilize.
It's at least positive. It's almost 2 years when the arrow continued to go up from 19%, 20-something to 30-something, threatening to go higher. The government has been fighting it with all emergency instruments, so it is possible to drop. But the drop is positive in the sense that all market makers are waiting to know when will the flying inflation bottom out. Bottoming out in any scenario is when whatever is happening, whether it's good or bad, stabilizes. Ever rise.
As you may know, this is the first time inflation has fallen since December 2022 when it was 21.34%. In entertainment, Afrobeat star Joe Boy has released a thrilling new music video for his latest single, Zombie, which pays homage to the iconic Thriller video by the legendary Michael Jackson. In sports, Tottenham Hotspur have signed winger Wilson Alderweireld from Burnley for an undisclosed fee until 2029. And on the international scene, protests have intensified in India after a mob vandalized a hospital where a female trainee doctor was raped and killed in West Bengal state. The hospital was attacked on Wednesday during the massive Reclaim the Night march held in Kolkata city to protest against the brutal crime. Smaller protests were also held in many other Indian cities. The Indian Medical Association has announced a nationwide strike of non-emergency services on Saturday.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
That's a wrap on the news this afternoon. Before we go, let's have a look at the major stories. Governor Fubara has warned against causing violence in Rivers State. Court has extended the order on Rivers PDP congresses amid multiple legal representations. Nearby Bayelsa State is leading as NCDC confirms Mpox cases in 33 states. And on the foreign scene, Indian protests have intensified over the rape and killing of a doctor. The news was edited by Martha Okerenkem. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ifechukwu Moyeli. Many thanks for listening.